Which you can start.
श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वसुदेवसुतम् देवम् कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णम् वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we are continuing with our study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita along with the commentary of Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada. We are in chapter 16, Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. The distinction between Daiva Sampat and Asura Sampat. Now, in the first few slokas, Daivi Sampat was described in great detail, and Asura Sampat was described in a little amount of detail. And Bhagavan concluded by saying that Daivi Sampat leads one to moksha and Asuri Sampat leads one to repeat its appearance in samsara. He assured Arjuna, you don't have to worry, you are born with Daivi Sampat. Now we continue with shloka number 6. Gau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asuraye vacha Daivo vistarashav proktaha asuram parthame shrunam. Asmin loke, in this world, dvau bhuta sargau, there are two groups of living beings. There are two groups of living beings, namely Daiva, Asura, Evacha. One is called Daiva group, another is called Asura group. Daivo vistarashav proktaha. I have talked in detail about those who are born in Daivo group. Asuram parthame shruno. Now I will talk in detail about Asura group. Asuram parthame shruno. Listen. Hey Partha, listen. Here Shankara is quoting from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. He says, Dvayaha vei prajapatya devascha surascha. Brahma himself has created these two groups, Devas and Asuras. That is exactly what Bhagavan is quoting here. Now, why he is taking up Asura Sampat in detail again? Natu Asuraha Vistarashaha iti. It was not spoken in detail so far. Now he has taken it up. Why? Ataha tat parivarjanartham asuram. You should keep away from the Asura Sampat. That is why I am telling you in detail. What you must avoid, he is going to tell us in detail. What you must cultivate, he has already spoken in detail. Dvau bhuta sargau dolokesmin daiva asuraye vacha daivo vistarasha prokta asuram parthame shrunam pravrittincha nivrittincha vyanana vidurasuraha nashaucham chap napitacharo nasatyam teshu vidyate. Now Asura Sampat is going to be described in great detail. Asuraha janaha pravrittim cha nivrittim cha na viduhu. Those who are born with asura sampat, they don't understand na viduhu. What they don't understand? What is pravritti and what is nivritti? What is to be done and what is not to be done in simple terms. What is to be engaged in, that is pravritti. What should be avoided, that is nivritti. Yasmin purushartha sadhane kartavye pravrittihi. There are four purushartha sadhanas: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. You should be engaged in one of these purusharthas all the time, either dharma or artha or kama or moksha. Artha and kama, of course, subject to the discipline of dharma. So, that is pravritti. If you are going to be engaged in that. Nivritti cha etat viparitam. Just opposite of this is nivritti. Anartha hetoho. Because it will lead to downfall, decline. That is why you should avoid it. That is why it's called nivritti. You should avoid it. न केवलं प्रवृत्ति निवृत्ति एव तेन विदुः. Not only they do not know pravritti and nivritti, they also don't know many other things. न शौचं नापि चाचारो न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते. तेषु, in those people, न शौचं विद्यते, means acharah api vidyate. Shaucham is purity, we have seen before. The bodily purity as well as the mental purity. They don't have all that. Even if they have studied all the shastras, some of the asuras like Ravana, like Hiranyakashipu, in fact most asuras, they are all very learned. They are great scholars, but they don't abide by what they have learned. That is achara. Ashaucham na pitacharaha. No achara for them. Na satyam. They don't know what is truth. Truth is anathema for them. अशौचाः अनाचाराः मायाविनः अनृतवादिनः हि आसुराः. अनाचाराः, they are wedded to anachar, opposite of achar. Mayavinah, they always want to cheat others, create a world of make-believe. Anritavadinah, always speaking untruth. This is their nature. As far as achara is concerned, Smritis have got a very beautiful shloka which is also repeated in Devi Bhagavata. Acharaheenam napunanti vedaha yadyapyadhitaha sah षड्भिरङ्गैः चन्दां तेनं मृत्युकाले त्यजन्ति नीडं शकुन्ता इव जातपक्षाः. You may be a great scholar. Vedaha yadyapi adhitaha sah षड्भिः angaihi. Along with षडंgas, there are 6 angas for Veda, Shiksha, etc., Vyakaranam, etc. Now, you have studied all those 6 angas, all those 4 Vedas in great detail. Vidyapi adhitaha, even though one has studied. If you do not follow the instructions, acharahenam, if you are not abiding by the instructions given in the Shastras which you have studied so deeply, na punanti vedaha, those Vedas which you have studied, they will not make you pure. They not only not make you pure, what do? Chandam tenam mrityukale tyajanti. At the time of death, these Vedas which you have cultivated with so much of effort, they leave you in a great hurry. Because if they are living with you, they give you a special benefit of punya. They don't want to give you that because you have never abided by them. So the study of Vedas has been completely futile and they leave you in such a great hurry. What is the great hurry? Needam chakunta ivaja tapakshaha. He is giving an example. In a nest, small eggs are there, small birds are there. Those birds do not know how to fly in the beginning. Later on, they learn to fly. Once they learn to fly, they will not stick to that nest even for a moment. They will fly away immediately. Jata pakshaha, as soon as the wings are there, wings are born, wings develop, Shakunta iva, like the birds, just as they fly away from the nest, similarly, these Vedas will fly away from you at the time of death. So that is the importance of achara. This pravritti and nivritti has come up in Mahabharata in a very beautiful way. Once Krishna happened to meet Duryodhana before the war and ask him a simple question. Arey, you are a great scholar of Shastras. You have studied the same Shastras as the Pandavas have done. Same Vedas, same Shastras, same everything, same knowledge you have. But why are you so villainous? Why are you not following what the Shastra says? And Duryodhana gave a one-line reply which sums up his personality. Beautiful. Janami dharmam न च मे निवृत्तिः janamya न च मे pravrittihi. Janami dharmam. He never said, I do not know dharma. I know what is dharma. I have studied all the dharma. But my mind does not go toward dharma. न च मे pravrittihi. Janami dharmam न च मे pravrittihi. I cannot focus my mind on dharma. I cannot train my mind towards dharma. It is my problem. Okay, do I know adharma? Yes, jnana ami adharmam. I know what is adharma. Natame nivrittihi. I cannot take my mind away from adharma. This is my problem. He said in a very succinct manner his problem. In fact, that is the problem with all humans in some form or the other, in some percentage or the other. Why are we not perfect? Because of this nature. Because we cannot take our mind off adharma and we cannot train our mind towards dharma. What the Duryodhana has put in a very succinct manner, that is our problem. That is the importance of pravritti and nivritti and achara. Now we go to Subhashitam, which I have taken up. Triptistu paramam dhanam. Tripti is the greatest wealth. And one more is there. Kulajoyam gunavaniti vishwasam nachare chala prakritau nanu malaya chandana devi samuthito agnir dhatyeva. When you move with people, always avoid evil people like Duryodhana. He is born of a great family. Duryodhana was born in a great family, same family as Pandavas. Kulajaha ayam gunavan iti. He may appear to be having great qualities. Don't get carried away by those qualities. Vishwasam nachare khala prakritau, because their nature may be evil, so don't go near them. Nanu malaya chandana, that is amuthito gnirdahatyeva. You are in a forest surrounded by sandalwood trees, very fragrant. Suddenly it catches fire and you are caught in the middle of the fire. Will you say, I am enjoying sandalwood fragrance? When it is fire, whether it is from sandalwood tree or whether it is from another tree, it makes no difference. Fire is fire. Same way, evil nature is evil nature, though he may be born in a good family and though he may be he may be pretending to be having good qualities. That is what the Subhashita teaches us. Then we have, this Niti Shatakam Shloka. Jadyam Hrimati Gandyate Vrataruchau Dambhashuchau Ketavam Sure Nirgrinata Rijau Vimatita Dainyam Priyalapini Tejasvin Avariptata Mukharata Vaktarya Shakti Sthire Tatko Rama Guno Bhave Suguninam Yodujjane Irnankitaha. He is listing a lot of good qualities and finally he is asking a question. Tatko nama gune bhave suguninam. Those who have such good qualities, which of these good qualities will not be taken up for criticism by Durjanas? Yo Durjanerna Ankitaha. Is there any good quality which will not be taken up by the evil people for criticism? There will always be evil people for you, surrounding you for criticism. Don't bother about them. Jadyam Hrimati Ganyate, he is giving a lot of examples for that. If you are having natural shyness towards adharma, they will say you are a man of inertia. You don't have enough energy. This is the criticism will come. Vrata ruchau dambhaha. If you are following all the vratas as prescribed in shastras, they will say, ha, you are ostentatious man. You want to look religious. Shuchau kaitavam. If you are pure, mentally as well as bodily. Kaitavam means kapatam. You are trying to cheat others. Shure nirgranata. If you are a powerful man, particularly for Kshatriyas, if you are valorous, they will say, oh, you have no mercy, you have no compassion. Always they will find fault. Rijau vimatita. If you are a very straightforward man, always speaking truth, etc., etc. Straightforward. Vimatita. Vimatita means you don't have a proper intellect. Lack of intellect. How can you be so straightforward and get on in this world? Dainyam priyalapini. She always speaks sweet words, which is expected of a dharmic person. Priyalapini. Dainyam, they will say, you are poor in nature. You do not know how to be majestic. It is the opposite of majesty. You are always humble, so humble that people will tread upon you. Tejaswin avaliptata. If you are a tejasvi, brilliant person, avaliptata, they will say you are arrogant, proud. Mukharata vaktari asaktisthire. Vaktari, if you are a good speaker, Mukharata, he is a loudspeaker. He goes on talking. Asaktihi sthire, if you are in one place, not moving about, there are some people who want to stick to one place and then focus on dhyanam, etc. Then for these people, they will look like Asakti. You have no energy. Like this, people will always keep criticizing. Tatko nama guno bhave suguninam yodurjanair nankitaha. प्रवृत्तिञ्च निवृत्तिञ्च जना न विदुरासुराः न शौचं नापि चाचारो न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते असत्यमप्रतिष्ठन्ते जगदाहुरणीश्वरम् अपरस्परसम्भूतं किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्. Now, what they don't do was described in the previous sloka. What they do is going to be described in these subsequent slokas. Asatyam apratishthante jagadahuranishwaram. This world, Jagat, has no Ishvara. There is no Lord. There is no controlling force conducting the affairs of this world. There is no overlord. Asatyam, this world itself is untrue. Like Advaitic Vedanta man says, this world is Maya, untrue. He is also saying untrue, but in a different way. Advaita Vedanta says this world is untrue because Paramatma alone is true. Now this man says there is no Paramatma, there is no Ishvara, the world is also untrue. Everything is untrue. Everything is temporary. Apratishtham, temporary. No firmness. No firmness. Nothing is established in this world. It keeps changing. It is all untrue. So, what you should do, he is going to tell in the next sloka. Because everything is untrue. Everything is not firm, fickle, no Lord, no overlord. Then how did this world come up and how it is growing? By nature. Aparaspara sambhotam kemanyat kama haitukam. Aparaspara Sambhutam, Apara Para Sambhutam, male and female principle. Apara is female, Para is male. By the union of male and female principle, this world has come into being, it grows on. Kimanyat, Kama Haitukam, what else? Kimanyat, what else is there in this world? Kama Haitukam, only Kama is the cause of this world. Shankara says, Asatyam yatha vayam amritaprayaha tatha idam jagat sarvam asatyam. He is giving an example of their own nature. Just as Asura people are always wedded to untruth. Just as we are untruthful, the world is also untruthful. Because it depends on the glass with which you see the world. They see the world through the glass of untruth, so everything is untrue for them. Apratishtham na asya dharmadharmo pratishtha. Ataha apratishtham. There is no dharma, there is no adharma. Everything is changing. Dharma tavyapekshah asya shasita ishwaraha na vidyate. No, there is no ruler who will enforce dharma and adharma. Such a ruler is not there. He is absent. Anishwaram. This is what they will say. Brahmanandagiri has given a nice interpretation of asatyam. Na vidyate satyam Veda Shastra Pramanam yasya tat asatyam. Because they don't accept Vedas and Shastra. Who has seen Vedas? Who has told you that Vedas were written and all that? They are all fictitious. Shastras are even more fictitious. There is no authority of Vedas and Shastras. We don't accept. So that is their concept. Navidyate satyam Veda Shastra Pramanam yasya. They don't accept the authority of Vedas and Shastra. So everything is asatya for them because the whole thing is founded on Vedas and Shastra. If you don't accept the foundation, how will you accept the superstructure? So that is their philosophy. Asatyam apratishtante jagadahuraneshwaram aparasparatam bhutam kimanyat kama haitukam etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmano alpabuddhayaha prabhavantyugrakarmanaha kshayaya jagato hitaha. Very beautifully, Bhagavan continues their attitude. Very beautiful. Etam drishtim avashtabhya, having taken up this sense, drishti, this attitude, having stuck to avashtabhya, having stuck to this attitude, nashtatmanaha, they have lost their atma. We have already seen what is the definition of nashtatmanaha. One who does not care for atma. This man, of course, does not believe there is atma. Those who believe in atma but who don't do anything for preservation of their atma, for atma sakshatkara, they are also nashtatmanaha. We have seen before. So these people are surely nashtatmanaha, nashtatsvabhaha, vibhrashta paraloka sadhanaha. They never believe in another world, they never believe in life after death, so they don't have to do any sadhana towards that aim. Alpa buddhayaha, very narrow intellect, tiny intellect. Vishaya alpaiva buddhi, because their focus is always on sense objects. Those whose focus is always on sense objects, how will you describe them other than alpa buddhaya, tiny intellect, petty intellect? Prabhavanti ugrakarmanaha, ugrakarmanaha prabhavanti. They always indulge in cruel actions. Ugrakarma. Cruelty is no anathema for them. Only for a sattvika person, cruelty he abhors. But whereas for these asura people who are immersed in tamoguna and rajoguna, for them cruelty is their second nature. So always, prabhavanti, always it is there with them. And then what do? Kshayaya jagataha ahitaha. They are the enemies of this world. Ahita is one who is a hita is a friend. One who is ahita Hita means one who is looking after our real welfare, not he says something which is pleasing to us. That is not Hita. That is not Mitra. A Mitra or a Hita should work towards our real welfare, whereas these people are working towards the opposite. Ahitaha, they are all Shatrus, they are enemies of this world. Jagataha, Ahitaha, Kshayaya, Jagataha, Prabhavanti. Jagataha, Kshayaya, for the decline of this world, for the moral decline as well as decline in all respects, physical and other respects. Now also we are spoiling our environment. We have taken up the asura attitude, as if the world will not exist tomorrow. All the air is meant for us, our generation. All the water is meant for us. That is our attitude. So we are also behaving like this. Don't think that we are describing some people who don't belong to us. We also are in this category in some of these matters. Jagataha Kshayaya Prabhavanti. Are we not, is it not qualifying us? They work always for the decline of this world. Because Jagataha Ahitaha, they don't care for the world. एतां दृष्टिमवष्टभ्य नष्टात्मानो अल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवन्त्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरम् दम्भमानमदान्विताः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा तद्ग्राहा प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रताः. What else do they do? Kamam dushpuram ashritya. Dushpuram kamam. Their focus is always on desire which can never be fulfilled. In fact, no desire can be fulfilled in its entirety that we have seen before. We have seen a shloka also which said, desire is like fire which will never get extinguished by repeated feeding of wood, isn't it? If you go on feeding wood, will the fire extinguish or will the fire grow? Same is the case with desire. The more you feed, the more it will grow. So that is why he is saying dushpuram, impossible to fulfill. That desire is their always permanent goal. Dambha mana madanvidaha. Dambha mana mada. Three characteristics of theirs. Dambha. They want to show as if they are very religious. Because they have studied Shastras, no? They know all the Shastras. Like Duryodhana said. Duryodhana also participated in the Rajasuya Yajna with all fanfare conducted by Yudhishthira. He participated. All the Kauravas participated. They will participate. That is Dambha. But they don't believe in anything, but they will participate. They will show religious ostentation. Mana, they are proud, always proud. There is nobody equal to me. That is their attitude. That is Mana. Mada. Mada is in this attitude of pride, they lose themselves. They become intoxicated. The height of pride takes you to level of intoxication. That is Mada. Mada comes from the elephant. Elephant in a rut. You will behave like that. Dambhamana madanvitaha moha grihitva asadgrahan. They are always in a state of delusion because they don't know what is dharma and adharma. If they do any dharma, that is by mistake. They always want to do adharma. So there is always a delusion in their minds. So what do they do? Even by mistake, they don't do dharma. Asatgrahan grihitva asatgrahan. Ashubhanishchayan. Shankara interprets as asatgrahan. Ashubhanishchayan. Asat means something which is evil. Grahan, they catch hold of. They catch hold of always evils. Ashubha. Avivekataha grihitva. Mohat. Because of absence of viveka, absence of discrimination, they catch hold of such implements and such goals. And then pravartante, they go on in their activities. Ashuchivrataha, their vrata, their discipline. What is their discipline? always harming the world, ashuchi, impure. Their goals are impure, their actions are impure, their attitude is impure, everything about them is impure. So their discipline is also impure. Ashuchi vrataha pravartante, they always indulge in actions which are impure because their discipline is impure. And they catch hold of such implements and goals through delusion. Those goals and implements are also impure, are also evil, asat. And they want to fulfill desires which can never be fulfilled, and they are full of religious ostentation, pride, arrogance, and intoxication. This is their way of living. This is their way of living. They will never change. Subhashitam says, Atyaryam atidataram atishooram ativratam prajnabhimaninam chaiva shrirbhayan nopasarpati. You should ati sarvatra varjayet. There is another Subhashitam. Always never go to extreme, because if you go to extreme, that itself will become a fad for you, like these asuras. So they may show religious ostentation to the extreme, but that itself is enemy for their welfare. He is giving details. Atyaryam. You should be Arya. Arya means respectable. You should be respectable. But if you want to become more and more, too much, extreme respectable, Ati Dataram, you want to be known as a donor, a charitable person. But don't go to extreme. Ati Shuram, similarly, valorous man. Not good. Ati Vratam, like here, Ashiti Vrata. They will follow vratas, disciplines, which are too much. Prajna Abhimaninam, they will think they are great scholars, very knowledgeable. Such people, Shrihi Bhayat na Upasarpati. Lakshmi is afraid of such people. Bhayat, because of fear, Lakshmi does not go anywhere near such people. They look very rich. Yes, they look rich today. But what is the fruit of this tomorrow? That is why he says, Bhayat na apasarpati, na upasarpati. Lakshmi will not stick to them. Atyaryam, atidataram, atishuram, ativratam, prajnabhimaninam chaiva, shrirbhayan nopasarpati. काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरं दम्भमानमदान्विताः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा तद्ग्राहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रताः. Between Grihitva and Sat, there should be that A symbol. Though it is not a must in Sanskrit grammar, we are used to that to distinguish between Sat and Asat. Chintam aparimeyancha pralayantam upashritaha kamopabhoga paramam yetavaditi nishchitaha. Further, their attitude is being described further. Aparimeyam chintam cha pralayantam upashritaha. Pralayantam, right till their death. Right till the pralaya is death here. Right till their death. Aparimeyam chintam. Immeasurable worry. Their worry is immeasurable. Why their worry is immeasurable? Because their desires are never capable of being fulfilled. Unfulfilled desire leads to a lot of worry. So their mind is always full of worry. Oh, I have not achieved this, I have not achieved that. Bhagavan is going to describe in greater detail in the next shlokas. So that is their worry. Limitless desire, limitless worry. Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha. Right till their death, this is constantly with them. Upashritaha, or constantly with them. Kama upabhoga parama etavaditi nishchitaha. Kama upabhoga parama. Their only, one and only goal is to enjoy pleasure, sense objects. Kama upabhoga parama. Parama, that is the supreme goal. A Satvika man's supreme goal is attaining Paramatma. Whereas these people's supreme goal is go on enjoying pleasures. Kamopabhoga Parama. Etavaditi Nishchitaha. If they come across a certain sense object, yes, this is what I want. This is my goal. There is nothing beyond this. If they come across a certain attractive sense object, they are so much attracted towards that, they lose themselves in that object. That is the meaning. They don't look beyond that object. There is nothing beyond it. Etavat, this is the limit. Iti nishchitaha. They are sure of that. There is no doubt in their minds. There is a theory called Charvaka theory. I think we mentioned it in one of the earlier lectures, which is materialism. A saint called Charvaka, maybe for a particular reason he propounded this philosophy. We don't know how. Some Gnostica negative philosophies also came up in this land, maybe under certain circumstances. But they are also well defined. Gnostica, materialistic philosophy. So this Charuvaka, his name itself is Charuvaka. Man, his speech is so pleasing. Charuvaka. Beautiful speech. That is his nature. His philosophy is, this is the philosophy of these asuras. Yavat jivet, sukham jivet, runam kritva kritam pivet. As long as I live, I will enjoy pleasure. I will take a loan if required. That is the present day loan system which is going on. For the sake of a car, I will take a loan. For the sake of a house, I will take nothing wrong. But then people live beyond their means as if there is no tomorrow. That is what he says here. Ranam kritva kritam. This was forecast thousands of years ago. Ranam kritva ghritam pibete. They will consume ghee. They don't have the wherewithal to buy ghee, so they will take a loan and buy ghee. This is their idea. Ranam kritva ghritam pibet. Yavat jivam sukham jivet. Nasti mrityoragavacharaha. This is another philosophy of their own, another sloka from their philosophy. Everyone is subject to mrityu. That they are correct. Nasti mrityoho agavacharaha. No one is not subject to mrityu. Everyone is subject to death. So, as long as you live, enjoy the pleasures of the life. Yavat jivam sukham jivet. Dasmai bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kutaha. They go to another extent. Arey, once this body is burned, what next? You are not going to come back. Your body is burnt off. You are not going to come back. Then what are you looking for? Enjoy your life. That is today's materialistic world. We are constantly being goaded by advertisements. This is the advertisement around us. Dasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kutaha. Once the body is burnt, are you going to come back? Kutaha. From where are you going to come? This is their attitude. Charvaka philosophy. In fact, there is a name given to this philosophy called Barhaspatya philosophy. Brihaspati Bhagavan initiated this philosophy. There is a belief. Maybe because he wanted to entice, because Brihaspati has done a lot of things to mislead Asura. There are a lot of stories. Devi Bhagavatam itself gives a very beautiful story. So he must have initiated this philosophy to make the Asuras perverse in order to protect Devas, maybe. But this philosophy has been initiated by Brihaspati. There is a belief. Chintamaparimeyanch pralayantamupashritaha kamopabhoga parama etavaditi nishchitaha. Further, आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यानेनार्थसञ्चयान्. Ashapashashatair not one desire. Hundreds of desires. They are bound by hundreds of desires. If it is one desire, maybe they will say, okay, enough is enough. Okay, finished. No, hundreds of desires. So no desires can ever be fulfilled. All of them can never be fulfilled. Kama Krodha Parayanaha. Always. Kama and Krodha. Always. That is their nature. That is their goal. Parayana. Just as the Satvika person's goal is Paramatma. Paramatma Parayanaha. Whereas these people are Kama Krodha Parayana. Their goal itself is Kama and Krodha. Arre, what next? What is our next object of desire? Whom should we get angry about? That is also their nature. Somewhere they should keep on showing their anger. If you see the Asura's history, take Hiranyakashipu, he was always angry with Prahlad. Never, not for a moment. He was at peace with Prahlad. That is their nature. Ravana, he was always angry with Rama. This is their nature. Kamakrodha parayanaha ihante kamabhogartham. Ihante, they are always working. Working for what? Kamabhogartham, for enjoying the pleasures of life. For enjoying the pleasure of life, you must have wealth, isn't it? Dhana is required. Dharma, artha, kama. Kama comes after artha. After you have wealth, then only you can have your desire fulfilled. And the wealth and desire is for sticking to dharma. That is our philosophy. But these people have different philosophy. They they want to enjoy, for which they need wealth. So how will they get their wealth? Anyayena artha sanchayana. Heap of wealth, artha sanchaya. Heap of wealth have accumulated. How? Anyayena. By adharmic means, by illegal means, by immoral means. Paraswa apaharanadina anyayena. By stealing other people's wealth. If you look at today's politics, it is very easy to understand. Paraswa apaharanadina, by stealing other people's wealth, anyayena. आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यायेन अर्थसञ्चयान् इदमद्य मया लब्धम् इदं प्राप्त्ये मनोरथम् इदमस्तीदमपि मे भविष्यति पुनर्धनम्. This is their attitude. See how graphically Bhagavan wants to bring it before us so that we can avoid it. The idea is, Shankara has already mentioned, Parivarjaniyam, all this is to be avoided. For that, he is going into great description. Very graphically, he describes the attitude of the Asura. Idam adya maya labdham, I have got this today. Maya idam labdham adya. This has been obtained by me today. Idam praptye manoratham. No, this is not enough. I must get something tomorrow. That is my mental castle. Manoratham. Actually, it means the chariot of the mind. That means the mind is like a chariot in which desires keep on traveling here and there. No end of desires. Idam imam prapsye manoratham. Okay, this manoratha I will fulfill tomorrow. Idam asti, idam api me bhavishyati punardhanam. Idam asti, yes, I have this wealth. This property is mine. Idam api me bhavishyati. Okay, that property which is there with that fellow, that should become mine tomorrow. That will become mine tomorrow. Idam api bhavishyati, he is sure of that. Bhavishyati is definitely will become. It will become definitely mine. Punardhanam, that property, that wealth of this neighbor will also become mine tomorrow. I have this property today. That property also will become mine tomorrow. Like Ravana was after Sita. So this is their attitude. I think I have picked up here. Yes. Niti Shatakam Shloka. अकरणत्वम् अकारण विग्रहः परधनाय रति परयोषिति सुजनबन्धु जनेष्वसहिष्णुता प्रकृतिसिद्धमिदं हि दुरात्मनाम्. Very beautifully, Niti Shatakam summarizes their attitude. Like Bhagavan summarizes, he is also summarizing particularly. Duratmanam idam prakriti hi. It is their very nature, these evil people. Akarunatvam, not having compassion, that is their nature. Akarana vigraha, they will create a fight when there is no fight. We have seen such people in among our own neighborhood. We always see some people who are interested in creating a fight. So that is what he says. Akarana vigraha, creating a dispute where there is none for no reason. Paradhanaya rati parayoshiti, just as Bhagavan said, na, bhavishyati punardhanam. Paradhanaya, they are always after other people's wealth. They are always after other women. Paradhanaya rati parayoshiti, sujana bandhu janeshu asahishnuta. Asahishnuta, they don't tolerate their immediate relatives and their people who are interested in their welfare. Supposing you are interested in his welfare, you want to take him away from this evil path, you go and give him some advice, he will not tolerate it. Swajana bandhu janeshu asahishnuta. Prakriti siddham hi duratmanam. This is their nature. You can't do anything about them. So even if you go and give advice, they will not take it. इदमद्य मया लब्धम् इमं प्राप्स्ये मनोरथम् इदमस्ति इदमपि मे भविष्यति पुनर्धनम् असौ मया हतः शत्रुर्हनिष्येतापराणपि ईश्वरोऽहमहं भोगी सिद्धोऽहं बलवान् सुखी. Further, their attitude. This Shatru, this enemy, has been eliminated by me. I am very glad. Asau maya hata Shatruhu. This enemy has been eliminated, has been killed by me today. Now there are some more Shatrus. I will take care of them tomorrow. Look at the way he is describing the attitude. You can see all this in the present day world around us. Shanishyeta aparanapi, aparan. The other Shatrus also I will kill them tomorrow. Ishwaraha aham. I am the Lord here. Who is there to match me? Aham bhogi. Aham. I am the enjoyer. I am the Lord. I am the enjoyer. Who can stop me? Aham siddhaha. I have got everything. I have attained everything. Whatever is to be attained. Aham sampannaha putraihi naptribihi sarva prakarena. I have my sons. I have my grandsons. They are all helping me. Sarva prakare. In all ways. I am well established. I am fulfilled. That is siddha. Aham bhagavan. I have a lot of strength. Aham sukhi. I am always indulging in pleasures of the world. That is their attitude. Ishwaraha aham. Shankara nicely describes this. Kim yete karishyanti tapasvinaha sarvathapi nasti maktulyaha. These tapasvis, because in earlier time there were tapasvis and there were asuras, isn't it? Asuras always were against those who were doing penance. These fellows who have quit the world, gone to the forest and doing tapasya, are they equal to me? What will they do to me? Kim yete karishyanti. Sarvadapi nasti maktulyaha. They are not at all equal to me. This is their attitude. असौ मया हतः शत्रुः हनिष्ये चापरानपि ईश्वरोऽहमहं भोगी सिद्धोऽहं भगवान् सुखी आढ्योऽभिजनवानस्मि कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्य इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः. आढ्यः अभिजनवान् अस्मि. I have a lot of wealth. Adhyaha means I have a lot of wealth. There is no shortage of wealth with me because I have anyayena artha sanchaya. I have used all types of illegal means to acquire wealth. So there is a lot of wealth with me. Abhijanavan Asmi. I am born in a high family like Hiranyakashipu. All the asuras were born out of Kashyapa, their family at least. So Abhijanavan is definitely applicable to them. I am born, even now, we find there are evil people born in good families, even now. So Abhijanavan Asmi, I am born in a high family. Kaha Anyaha Maya Sadrishaha Asti. Is there anyone equal to me? No one is equal to me. That is their attitude. Look at the arrogance. Abhijanavan, Shankara describes like this. Satsapurusham Shrotriyatwadi Sampannaha. Because in his time, a Vedic scholar was respected greatly. So if you are Abhijana, if you are born in a high family, you must be born in the family of a Shrotriya, a great Vedic scholar. So he says, not only my father was a great scholar, for the last 7 generations, my family is consisting of Vedic scholars. Sapta Purusham Shrotriyatwadi Sampanna. I am endowed with that kind of family background. This is what he will say. Actually, there is a shloka in Ramayana. In Ayodhya Kandam, the shloka is coming. Very beautiful. It explains this attitude. Kulinam akulinam va viram purushamanyanam charitrameva vyakhyati suchim va yadi va suchim. If you want to judge a person, if you want to say some person is pure or not pure, suchim va ashuchim, how will you judge him? What will you go by? What will be your criterion? Charit Vyakhyati, his conduct only. Don't go by anything other than the conduct. Don't go by what he shows. Don't go by his family background. Kulinam, akulinam, va. Whether he is born in a good family, whether he is born in a not so good family. Don't bother about it. Viram Purushamanyanam. He may be a very valorous man, very courageous man. And he may not be a courageous man. Purusha Maninam. He may be only thinking that he is great because this is the context of a Kshatriya warfare. Veeram Purusha Maninam. He thinks he is a great Veera, great courageous man, powerful man, valorous man. He may not be. He may be a fool. So don't go by all that. Go only by his conduct. Don't go by what he shows himself to be. So that is in this context of Abhijanavan, this is relevant. Konyosti sadrisho maya yakshe dasyami modishya iti ajnana vimohitaha. Ajnana vimohitaha. They are deluded always by ajnana. What is ajnana? What is jnana? Jnana is knowing viveka, knowing the real from the unreal. Knowing Paramatma is only the truth. Everything else is untruth. That is jnana. And the opposite of that is ajnana. That means there is no Paramatma. Whatever I see around me is the only truth. That is what we found just now. So that is their delusion. So they are constantly in that delusion. So in that delusion, but they want to show that they are following Shastras. This is the problem. Because they have studied, they are great scholars. They don't believe in the teachings of the Shastras, but they want to appear as if they follow the Shastras. This is the duality in their personality. So they will perform yajnas, yakshe, I will perform yaga. Dasyami, I will give dana, great dana. Nobody can match my dana. Modishya, I will always be happy. I will indulge in pleasures. This is their attitude. For the sake of showing to the world, I will do yoga. For the sake of showing to the world, I will do dana, charity. And for myself, I will always indulge in sense pleasures. Make merry. आढ्योऽभिजनवानस्मि पौन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्षे दास्यामि मोदिष्य यत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः अनेकचित्तविभ्रान्ता मोहजालसमावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च. Now he is going to give certain clues about what will happen to them, what is their present attitude, and what will happen to them. So those clues he will continue in the next few slokas. Aneka chitta vibhrantaha, their attitude is never steady because desires are never steady. That we must understand. Are our desires steady? No. We want something today, something else tomorrow. What we wanted yesterday, we don't want today. That is our human nature. Our mind is fickle. So aneka chitta, their minds are many. They have many minds and they are confused. Vibhrantaha, mohajala samavrataha. They are caught in the web of delusion. Jala is web. Now, a commentator gives an example of this. Avrataha pakshinayeva sutramayena jalena bandhanam gataha. Pakshinaye, eva, like birds, they construct a web as a nest, and sometimes they get bound in that nest itself. They are not able to come out. Similarly, these people construct a nest of their own, that is the jala. And they are not able to come out of the bandhanangataha. They get bound, they get caught. Mohajala samavrataha. This is samavrataha. There is an avarana. There is an enclosure of that jala. They are caught in that net. What net? Moha, delusion. They can never come out of their delusion. They will never, even by mistake, they will not call a dharma as dharma. They will call always dharma as adharma and adharma as dharma. This is their conviction. Prasaktaha kamabhogeshu. They are always wedded only to one thing. Enjoyment of pleasures of the world. Prasaktaha, very much attached to those enjoyments. Driven by their kama, driven by their desire. What happens to them ultimately? Patanti narake ashuchau. Ashuchau narake patanti. They fall in impure naraka. Naraka is always impure. Naraka can never be pure. But to make us understand the severity of the situation is so bad for them. He is describing as ashuchau narake, impure naraka. And Shankara adds, Vaitaranyadau, Ashuchau Vaitaranyadau, like Vaitarani Naraka. He is giving an example. There are many Narakas. Some Shastras describe 27 Narakas, some Shastras describe 49 Narakas, many Narakas. Each Naraka is meant for a certain offense. You have been always speaking untruth, a certain Naraka is meant. You have always been after other people, women, there is a certain Naraka. Like this. You have always been after other people's wealth, there is another Naraka. There are so many Narakas, with all punishment being described in great detail in Garuda Purana and all other, even Bhagavata, in many Puranas. That is what he says. All these Narakas are meant for these people only. Asita Unarake Patanti, they fall in those Narakas. आत्मसंभावितास्तब्धा धनमानमदान्विताः यजन्ते नाम यज्ञैस्ते दम्भेनाविधिपूर्वकम्. Atmasambhavitaha. They think always highly of themselves. There is no doubt of that. Atmasambhavita. Sarvaguna Vishishtataya Atmanaiva Sambhavitaha. I am endowed with all great qualities. That is their thinking. Atmasambhavitaha. Shankara adds very nicely. Na sadhu bihi. No sadhu will say that he is great. No other sadhu will say he is ever great, but he is calling himself great. Atmasambhavitaha. Tabdhaha. Tabdha means like a pillar. He will never bend down. Bending down to sadhus is unknown to them. That is Apranata Atmanaha, never knowing what is pranama. Dhanamanamadhanvitaha. Manamadhanvitaha, we have seen earlier also, now he is adding dhana. Because of their wealth, they think they are great and they are intoxicated with their wealth. With all this wealth, they want to perform yajnas for name's sake. Nama yajnaihi te yajante. Yajna for name's sake. What we say namesake in English, same from Sanskrit. Nama yajna. It is yajna only in Nama, not real yajna. Like Daksha was performing the famous Daksha yajna without calling Parameshwara, like that. Yajante nama yajnayaste dambhena avidhipurvakam dambhena dharmadhajitaya, because they want to show that they are religious. Religious ostentation. Avidhipurvakam, they will not follow the rules of the yajna. Their aim only is to show off. Name fake yajna. Vidhi vihita angita kartavyata rahitam. Whatever you are asked to do by the rules, whatever is enjoined on you by the rules, they will not do. That is avidhipurvakam. This is their nature. Niti Shatakam itself gives this, and there are other Subhashitas also give this. Vidya vivadaya dhanam madaya shaktif paresham paripedanaye khalasya sadhor viparitamete jnanaya dhanaya charakshanaye. If you are an able person, how you will use your resources? Vidya vivadaya. You will use your scholarship for debating with others and showing them they are no good. So that is your purpose of debate. Dhanam madaya. Purpose of debate should be to establish the truth. Vada, Vitanda Vada, etc. we have seen before. So that is not their aim. Dhanam madaya. They will use their wealth only to get more and more intoxicated. Shaktif paresham paripedana. They have enough strength for what? For harming others, for troubling others. Khalasya sadhoho viparitame. This is all the qualities of evil people. What is the quality of sadhus? Viparitam etati, just opposite of this. Jnanaya dhanaya charakshanaya. They have the vidya for jnana, for their own improvement of their atma swarupa. That is jnana. They have dhanam for what? Dhanaya, for giving to others, not for madaya. Shakti paresham paripedanaya, for them shakti rakshanaya. For protecting others, they will use their strength. This is the difference between good and evil people. Aneka chitta vibhranta mohajala samavritaha pratakta kamabhogeshu patanti narakeshu atmadambhavita stabdha dhanamanamadangvitaha yajante nama yajnaiste dambhena vidhipurvakam. We stop today. There are some more slokas describing the Asura nature. We will continue in our next lecture next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. IST. Any questions?
Anyone has any questions? No, sir.
No. Okay. We close for the day. We meet again next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. IST. Nama Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Sri Mahatripada Sundarye Jaya Jaya.
Thank you everyone for joining. Meet again next Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Shankara Jai Jai Shankara.
Thank you.